When a woman walks into a room, she turns her head, not because she's the loudest, not because she's trying to get attention, but because her presence speaks before even her voice actually does. This is the woman of God that knows exactly who she is and that she does not need permission to walk into that room. That is the woman that has begun to walk with divine intention. She knows exactly who she is and who God has called her to be. And that woman is you. That woman is the you that you are becoming. In today's video, I want to talk to you about how confidence and self-image really helps you to level up, to attract your multi-million-dollar clients, to walk in the ministry that God has called you into, and more importantly, to show up for you. Being able to show up for you above everything else and anyone else is the most important thing. I think sometimes we become so consumed and so busy becoming, someone that social media says that you should become, that we don't always take the time to take a few steps back to just, self-reflect, to evaluate internally and to figure out who am I, what do I love, what is my style, what is it that I want to actually become. Sometimes we become so consumed by who your kids want you to be, who your spouse wants you to be, what social media wants you to do, what your work wants you to do, who they want you to be, that you actually forget who you are. Sometimes even the past and the things that we have gone through in previous years has also helped to shape us into becoming, less confident, less self-aware, more shy, more reserved, especially when you're hurt and you're dealing with trauma. But right now and right here, we're going to be intentional because we want to take back our identity. We want to walk in the wealth, the finances, the opportunities, the doors that God has destined for us, and we want to do that with intention. The word for today is intentional. That's the word for today, intentional. So I want you to go ahead and put that in the comment section. I realize that every time God has given me a divine inspiration, He has given me an idea. Every time that God has opened a door for me, I'm going to be bold, I'm going to be confident, and I'm going to be intentional to walk in that door. And I'm not going to wait for permission. I'm not going to wait to hear what anyone's opinion is before I step out and walk into that door. I 100% believe that your wealth is connected to your confidence. Your associations is connected to your confidence. Your open doors is connected to your confidence. And in this season, I would love for you to become that confident woman. You're oozing in confidence, that when you show up, just the way that you dress, the way that you groom your hair, the way that you speak, the way that you show up, that people want to be in the same room with you. People want to hear what you're gonna have to say, because if you look a certain way, then I'm already interested in anything that you actually have to say. Because confidence is not just the way that you speak, it's also the way that you look, it's also the way that you act. It's not always fidgeting, it's not acting uncertain. It is just a sense of you knowing who you are, and you are unapologetic about who you are in this season. And so in order for you to become that woman that walks into a room, she's dominant, she dominates the room, she takes over the room, she is the center of attraction in the room, not because she's trying to, but because of the aura, because of the grace, because of the presence of God that's on your life. I've stopped thinking about walking into a room and not trying to overdo it. I'm just showing up as my best self. I look good, I feel good, and that's all that matters. There's some people that walk into a room, some women walk into a room and their concern is, I don't want to be underdressed, I don't want to be overdressed. I'm walking into a room dressing how I feel comfortable. So if I'm comfortable, I love how I feel, I love how I look, then that is going to contribute to my presentation. It's going to contribute to how I speak, how I carry out my duties, my assignments, because I'm comfortable. And that's the issue. You cannot be confident if you're still focused on what people are going to think and what they have to say. You have to be intentional intentional about feeling good and looking good for you. So everything that you do, you're not doing it for someone, you're doing it for you. And so in order for you to be confident, in order for you to be wealthy, it's going to take work. And if we're going to do the work, then there are some things that I want to walk you through, some things that I had to deal with, some things that I had to do. As I said, you're not seeking validation. You know your value. You understand your strength. You understand your uniqueness. And so one of the first things that I want you to do, if you're going to be confident, if you're going to be intentional, is healing your emotional state. You're going to have to ensure that wherever it is that you are hurt, wherever there is unhealed pain, it leaks into your body, it leaks into your relationship, it leaks into your finances, it leaks into your communication. Wherever there is unhealed pain, it's going to it's gonna eventually ooze out into the different areas of your life, because there is no emotional regulation. So the slightest disappointment, the slightest delay does not mean that something is not going to work out for you. The slightest, someone telling you no does not mean that everyone else is going to tell you no. And sometimes people may tell you no, people may close the door in your face, is not because you're not good enough, not because what you're selling, what you're offering is not top tier, but sometimes they say no and they close doors in front of your face because your value is so high, your level and your standards are so high that not everyone will understand your values, not everyone will understand your standards. And so there's some people that will absolutely have to tell you no, they absolutely have to close the door in your face. But when you have unhealed trauma, unhealed pain, you're going to think that, okay, here goes the rejection again, here goes the criticism again. But when you're confident, it doesn't matter what people think, because you know who you are, you know what you have to offer, you know the value of your services, you know the result that people are going to get after this. So why should I cancel my program? Why should I change the price and set it at a lower price when I know the value of exactly what I have to offer? So we're gonna have to work on emotional regulation. Learn to regulate your emotion. Not everyone needs to know that you're experiencing a bad day. Not everyone needs to know that you're upset. Not everyone needs to know that you're emotional, you're discouraged, you're sad about something. You have to learn how to get dressed. You have to learn how to show up knowing that things aren't what I want them to be. They aren't where I want them to be. Things at home are kind of a roller coaster and not the best, but I still have to show up and I still have to produce. I still have to do what God has called me to do in that particular season, without having people or anyone around you know that you're actually going through. When you are not regulated, and I find that this is the reason why a lot of people, especially men, say that women aren't strong enough to be leaders, women aren't strong enough to be in the front line, because we're too led by our emotions. As a woman, we have to learn how to heal so we can stand in assurance, in intentionality. And just because life continues to go on, things continues to happen, circumstances continues to happen, you have to learn how to regulate your emotions so that nobody knows exactly what you're feeling. If you have to fake it until you make it, then girl, you have to fake it until you make it. You have to smile, you have to speak as though everything is perfect, because nobody needs to know that it's not. And when you release that happy energy, that happiness, when you release that excitedness, it actually produces hormones that causes you to actually feel good also. So sometimes you have to learn how to just be regulated, just be consistent, just show up regardless of what you actually feel. You have to learn to respect yourself. That's another thing. You have to learn how to respect yourself. Don't ever let anybody tell you that your standards are too high. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you need to lower your standards for anyone. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you're doing too much and why do you want to do it this way? Why do you want to do it that way? But we've never seen anyone done it like this before. No one in our family has ever done this before. So why do you think that your marriage or your wedding is going to do this? Why do you think that your house has to be in this community? Why do you think that, you know, you have to wear a certain brand or dress a certain way? Listen. Do not lower your standards for anyone whatsoever. Learn to set boundaries. Set boundaries with who you share your plans with. Set boundaries with who you share certain private information with. There are some people that say, and I had to learn this, there are some people that does not need to know what's going on in your life and what your plans and your intentions actually are. There are some people where their sole assignment, girl, their sole assignment is to sabotage you. Their single assignment is to discourage you from that which you're trying to pursue by asking you questions like, are you sure? What if it doesn't work? You know, I've never seen anybody do it and succeed before. You know, do you think you can actually do it? We need people that can tell us, you've got this, you're gonna do this. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I believe in you. I'm confident in you that if anybody can do it, you can. Listen, I know no one in your family has ever done this before, but you're going to be the first. We need to be connected to people that boost our confidence. We need to be connected to people that believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. Because when you're connected to people where you have set no boundaries and these people begin to speak negatively concerning your life, your plans, your goals, it's eventually gonna, it's like a seed, and so eventually it's gonna start, you know, taking root, and you're gonna start thinking about, you know, what she said, what he said, you know, what if it's true, what if it could actually be. You have to learn to set boundaries. Do not allow people in your space that don't believe in you. Do not allow people in your space that are negative. Do not allow people in your space that wants to live in the past to remind you of who you were instead of who you are and who you're trying to be. Do not allow people in your life who are not visionaries. If they can't see, if they can't envision, you know, what you're saying and what you're pursuing, then they don't need to be in your life. Stop allowing people in your life that keeps pulling you back to that state of being broken, that state of being traumatized. We have to learn to start setting boundaries. When you are confident, when you are a confident woman, you set boundaries unapologetically. I ain't got nothing against you. I have no beef with you, but we just can't be having these conversations anymore. We are not just gonna sit in the same room having conversations, talking it up as though everything is okay. I know you are a hypocrite. I know exactly who you are, and I'm drawing the line. I'm setting the boundaries. I'm not going to allow you to hurt me the same way you've done over and over and over. I forgive you, I love you, but I'm setting the boundaries so you do not have the same amount of access that you once had. When you are becoming a confident woman, you have to begin to pay attention to who has access to your life. And you have to be able to discern. Being confident means you're able to discern who has access. Who has access to certain information, who has access to your space, who has access to your peace, your joy, your energy. You have to pay attention to this if you are going to be a woman who is intelligent, who is powerful, who is healed, and who wants to also sustain that confidence and that healing as well. Another point that I had to work on was the way that you carry yourself. Confidence, as I said, is communicated before you speak. And so if you're going to be that confident woman, you're gonna have to learn to show up where presentation is actually concerned. You're gonna have to show up well presented, well put together. So your posture speaks a lot. Your eye contact speaks a lot. Slowing down when you speak, stop fidgeting. So one of the things that I did that I'm still working on, because I'm not perfect and I don't think anyone is ever perfect. One of the things that I had to work on was stop fidgeting, stop trying to hide some things. There are so many things about my face that I did not used to like, and I know some of you may be like, wait a second, Prophetess, are you being for real? I'm totally being for real. there's so many things about my face that I didn't like. So one of those things are, I used to have like this double chin thing here, and I'm not even there yet, but I used to have this thing under here that I'm still working on. I still want to be 10 pounds down. I'm not even going to go through the list because, honey, it's not just one thing, it was several things. But I had to get to a place where I learned to love me, and I learned to stop trying to cover up my insecurities. When you cover up your insecurities, they're not being fixed, they're being hidden. We don't want to cover up, we don't want to hide the insecurities. We want to expose them, because when you expose them, not so you can be judged or criticized, when you expose them for yourself, you see the things that you don't like, you are not comfortable with, and then you begin to work on it. Another thing that is an insecurity for me is my stomach. Because I've had 2 kids. I did a whole surgery just 3-4 months ago, and there's still so much that I'm working on where my stomach is concerned. I don't have a summer body right now. Like, I'm not even halfway to having a summer body, and we're pretty much in summer. And it's so much better now. I've lost over 30 pounds since Christmas, and I'm totally excited about that, and I'm still not where I actually want to be. Now, with that being said, in previous times, several years ago up until December, I used to wear nothing but baggy clothes. I mean, I still love my clothes a bit oversized sometimes if that's the mood that I'm in, but I used to wear oversized clothes just because I wanted to hide my stomach. So my husband is a confidence, he's a boost of confidence, and he used to, like, he's not comforting me through all of this. He's saying, stop buying these overclothes, stop buying these oversized clothes, buy clothes that fit you for where you are, buy clothes that sits on your body. If your stomach is big, work it off. If your stomach is big, eat less. If your stomach is big, eat right. And he would be drilling me, he would be on me, and he's really not trying to be mean, he's just being brutally honest. And sometimes being confident means that you require people in your life who are also going to be honest with you. Sometimes honesty can come across as being harsh, but the truth actually sounds harsh sometimes, and I needed to hear that. So outside of this just being my regular style, sometimes I started to buy clothes that actually did fit my body type, and I started to eat in a way that would help me to get to my body type that I want to be, my body weight, my goal that I wanted to be where weight is concerned. I made intentional changes that helped me to get to a place where I'm much more comfortable in my own skin, and even though I'm here now, I'm still showing up. So I have so many insecurities that if I were to follow those insecurities, I would not show up any at all. Another insecurity for me is my voice, and it is one of the hardest things for me to edit my videos, because listening to my voice, I'm like, oh my god, I'm cringing so bad. Who listens to me? But guess what? I'm confident in the content, the value of what I share, the depth, the revelation of what I share, the weight and the substance of what I share. That even though in my ear, the voice is cringe, but the information is solid, I'm confident enough just to show up and do whatever it is that I need to do. Now, just this morning, I was getting ready, having a conversation with myself, and I thought, you know what, let me put some makeup on today. I don't like makeup, but you know what, it enhances the look, it's sometimes a bit more professional. That's what I believe. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I decided, let me put on a little makeup today. I put the makeup on and I was like, girl, is that your shade? Because I don't really know makeup, I don't know makeup like that. So I did put the makeup on, and I'm having a conversation with myself, and I'm thinking, you only have 205 subscribers. What if nobody's, no. I was thinking to myself, you only have 206 subscribers. The value and the depth of the revelatory depth of what you're sharing requires so much more people to watch your videos. And I thought, you know what? they're going to watch my videos. Maybe they're not here right now, they're going to watch it. And so when I started posting, I sat and I thought while I was doing my makeup, when I started posting on Sunday, I told myself that I'm not posting for now, I'm posting for the next 2 years. So I may not have the amount of subscribers and views that I want to have now. I'll have it maybe in a couple of months or maybe in a couple of years. But if I don't start now, I will never get there. If I don't start with just 2 subscribers, I'll never know what it means to have a 10,000 subscribers. So it means I had to start somewhere, and I had to be confident with just 100 people, 100 views. I had to be confident with just 200 subscribers. I had to be confident with not a lot of people liking and commenting on the videos. I have to be confident to show up when I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, but confident enough to know that in a matter of time, after putting in the work, it's going to get to the place that I want it to actually be at. And so I'm confident enough to show up even when I'm not seeing the results that I want to see as yet. You have to be confident in yourself, in your work, in your services, that it's a long-term investment. Sometimes the results that you want to see may not be now, but it's going to come. It's kind of like going to the gym. Because why am I that girl that I eat healthy for 1 day and then I'm checking the scale? I work out for 1 day, then I'm checking the scale, because you don't lose 5 pounds just by eating healthy in 1 day. You don't lose 10 pounds by working out for just 1 day. But I'm that girl. I think I'm just going to lose a whole bunch of weight overnight with just 1 meal, It's the same thing with whatever it is that you have to do and what you have to offer to the people. You have to be willing to put the work in and wait to see the results. Ooh, I just feel the Holy Spirit right there, because that's blessing me so good. You have to put the work in and wait for the results. So don't post and think that, don't show up and think that, I don't understand why the subscriber count is not going up. I don't understand why people aren't commenting and liking, why they engaging. I don't understand why people aren't sharing the video. You have to just show up regardless. You have to show up regardless. So being confident for me is just showing up regardless of the results being delayed, the results not happening immediately. And one of the things that I've learned is just being confident enough to finish what I start. When you're confident, you have to set routines, you have to learn to finish what you start, you have to build discipline and consistency and honor and be committed to your word. Confidence is not people pleasing. Confidence is not seeking validation. Confidence is you doing it for you. I'm going to finish what I start because it feels so good to finish what you start. I'm going to be consistent because it feels good to be consistent and to be true to myself. I'm going to be disciplined. Things are hard. I can do hard things. I can do difficult, challenging things, and I'm going to be consistent with it. So if that means I have to set a system, I have to set a routine. I'm a systems girl. Everything has to be written. Everything has to be in the book. So when I get up, I know exactly what I'm working with. So I use an iPhone, and in my notes every single night before I go to sleep, I sit and I have my to-do list. I have my daily schedule on my phone. I have a physical daily planner that I write in as often as I can, not every day but almost every day. But if I don't write everything down, I'm actually doing it on my phone. So if it's not on the schedule, it's not gonna happen. So I work by system. So what I write down, I ensure that I'm getting it done. So with these videos, I haven't even had breakfast. What time is it? It's 8:38. I got up, got my son ready to get out the house. He's with his dad and they're on their way back. I showered, cleaned up just a little bit, got dressed, got my hair done, ironed my clothes, haven't had breakfast, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do the video because I don't have any excuses. I have several one-on-one counseling sessions later today. Then I have the School of the Prophet to teach tonight at 6. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time later. And now that the boys are out the house, I said, you know what, let me use this time to do what I have to do. I'm honoring my word. I said I'm gonna do 7 days of posting, and I'm doing 7 days of posting. I'm honoring my word. I'm confident in myself to honor my word. I don't know if this is helping you guys, but I hope that you guys you have your books, your pens, you're taking notes with the things that I'm saying, so that you can begin to apply these things to yourself. Set a system, set a routine, be consistent, finish whatever it is that you actually start. Finish what you start. The final thing that I want to share is protect your mind. A confident woman knows how to protect her mind. I guess it comes in alignment with setting boundaries. Protect the people who are in your space, what you consume, what you listen to, your environment, and what is, what brings you entertainment, what narratives that repeats. You need to set the narrative for your own life. No one else can actually do that. And so you cannot consistently feed on negativity and expect to radiate confidence. You have to protect your peace, protect your environment, protect your mind by what you listen to, who you listen to, what conversations you're in, who is speaking over your life, who is speaking into your life. You have to learn to protect your peace by all costs. Everything that you do, you're doing it for you. You dress for you, you show up for you, you style your hair for you, you do your makeup for you, you stop talking to some people for you, because some people will never know what they're doing. They'll disrespect you and they don't even know it. There's some people that will be rude to you and they don't even know it. There's some people that will shut you down, embarrass you, and they don't even know it, because that's who they are. Some people, their character is nasty, messy, horrible, and they will talk to you however they want without even knowing it. And if they don't know it, they don't know how to take accountability for what they did. If you are not careful, this is something that can actually crush you. It can hurt you in so many different ways. And if you want to protect your confidence and just protect your peace of mind, sometimes you have to set boundaries by learning to cut some people off. And that includes family, that includes friends. Unapologetically love you. I'll be there for you. I'll help you however I can. But we have to draw the line. We have to set the boundaries, honey, because I'm not about to let you discontinue the hard work that I've actually put in. So in this season, I choose to be intentional. I choose to be intentional about putting in the work. And when I put the work in, I'm going to protect it so you do not break me all the way back down to the place or to the level that God has actually taken me from. I'm going to give you homework today. What are your insecurities? Start exposing them. When you feel uncomfortable about it, then you'll do something about it. Not because you're concerned about what people think or what they're saying or what they're probably thinking about you in their mind while they're looking at you, but you're gonna change it because it makes you feel happy, it makes you feel comfortable. So I want you to write down those insecurities. Why are you always fidgeting? What are you always trying to cover up with your clothing? What are you always trying to hide? Are you trying to hide your forehead because you think that your forehead is way too big? Expose the insecurity, and we're going to start working on them one by one. Make a list of all the things you're not comfortable with, and we're going to start working on them one by one. So when you have made a list of the things that you're insecure, what is it that makes you insecure? And I want you to also write down what is it that you're going to do about it to change it so you are more comfortable. If this video has helped you, I want you to go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what part helped you the most. If I said something that you're like, whoa, that's harsh, that one, you're helping me, but that's cutthroat to the point, I want you to put it in the comment section so we could talk about it, okay? And make sure that you subscribe, share this video, guys. I want you to support. Let's build a sisterhood. Let's build a community. I want you to share the videos with your other friends, your sisters, your cousins, your girlfriends, whatever it is, so they can subscribe. Help me to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're putting the work in to see the results later on. So let's join the family. Let's join the community. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you and have a beautiful rest of the day.